Preview.
There's a massive delay between that and this.
For there will be.
Wow.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tameside Rotary Virtual Beer Festival. My name is Paddy O'Hare. This is James Utley of Donkeystone.
Hello.
Can you all hear us out there? You all sitting comfortably? I hope you've chilled your beers and you've got your packs ready. We're going to have a bit of fun basically tonight. We're going to chat through some things. We're going to have a bit of a tour of the brewery, which you'll be able to see. And what else are we going to do?
Yeah, well, sadly, this should have been the 10th Rotary Beer Festival, but because of the COVID situation, obviously we're having to improvise. And the Rotary Club have basically asked us to help them and do something that people can enjoy at home. You know, safe. We can all enjoy a nice few beers and enjoy ourselves at home. We're going to have a nice welcome from the Tameside Rotary Club. We've got a bit about the brewery from Stephen, the guy who runs the brewery. We'll have a brewery tour with Thomas, our head brewer. We're going to have a tasting session with our special tasting panel. Give us a cheer, guys.
And you get to join in with that at home as well, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're really looking for is a bit of audience interaction. So if you've got a question or a comment, if you've logged into your YouTube account, please drop a comment on there and we'll try and get through comments and questions. Got a bit of a quiz and we've also got a bit of a raffle. Paddy, what can they win?
That's a year's supply of beer.
T's and C's.
Terms and conditions apply.
Absolutely. But there is a year's supply of beer. That's not rubbish.
Yeah, that is up for grabs. That is a fantastic prize. So, yeah, should we get on with?
Get on with it.
Should we get on with the show?
To the guys who are partly responsible for this night, and that's the Rotary Club. We've got Martin and Steve. Should we go over? Let's go.
Over you head. 2 seconds. You get over there. Start asking the questions, and I'll be joining you in a sec.
Hi guys. How are we doing? Steve, Martin, thank you so much. Paddy's going to catch up with the camera. Amateur hour. So guys, Rotary Club, Tameside Rotary Club. Can you tell us a little bit about the club and what you guys get up to?
Yeah, we've the organisation Tameside Rotary has been going since November 2015.
Yeah.
And the objective is to raise money for local charities and organisations.
Fantastic.
So that's something we're doing. Obviously, the beer festival tonight is going somewhere to raising some funds again.
Fantastic. So what type of events do you normally do?
Well, our two main events are the actual beer festival and the Santa Float.
Okay.
So the beer festival normally takes place, as you said, in Stilbridge Civic Hall, September every year, which is fantastic. And then in December, for a couple of weeks, we take the Santa Float around the streets and knock on the doors, and everyone really enjoys it and gives us loads of cash. And the Santa Floats are also outside a couple of supermarkets.
Yeah, I've seen it at Tesco actually. It's great.
I mean, one of the objectives, the themes this year is every life matters. So in terms of obviously mental health is a big thing at the moment, and that has been obviously more so since with lockdown and COVID. Yeah. So we're looking to support charities like the Anthony Seddon Trust and
brilliant,
Infinity Initiatives, who are local charities in Tameside who will benefit from the funding we'll generate.
Absolutely, is that kind of like the SP of the group, so to support local charities and
pretty
local
much,
causes?
Pretty much.
Excellent, brilliant. So away from the charity kind of stuff, what kind of beers do you usually drink? What do you like? What do you go for at the bar?
I like a nice hoppy beer.
Okay,
nice, bright hoppy beer.
Fantastic.
Lots of punch and a bitter one as well.
Lovely.
Bit of a mixture for me, really. Yeah, depends on the time of year, mood, everything else. So, but like your jar vanilla.
Oh,
shame it's not on tonight.
Don't we all? Yeah, well, it's sold out.
I'll take but that's that's probably my favourite. But I've tried all the beers before, so
fantastic.
It should be good.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
Cheers, guys, and thanks, for commissioning us to do this with you. It's been a
we
pleasure
appreciate help on it.
A massive privilege. So. To help you along with doing it has been brilliant. So thank you very much.
And thank you.
Cheers to the Rotary Club, guys. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to our next segment where we're going to do a bit of a potted history of Donkeystone Brewery.
Absolutely. So I'm going to follow you now.
You can follow me.
I'll follow you.
Which way would you like me to go?
That way.
This way. Okay. That's annoying. Okay. Let's freestyle it. Let's meet Stephen, everyone. Can we get a little cheer for Stephen?
Yay! This is Stephen James, everybody.
Hello.
The big cheese of Donkeystone Brewery. So can I ask you a little bit about the brew, Stephen? When did you start Donkeystone?
The idea first came up in 2016. We spent roughly 10 months going through all sorts of different ideas with what we're going to do, size of the brewery, how much money we're going to spend, and what we're going to, how it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Did loads of research on different breweries, what breweries were being successful and which ones were struggling. Initially, we were looking at doing a brewery half the size of what we've got, but the more we looked into it, the more it kind of financially, it's really hard to make it work. So we decided to try and find some extra money, invest more at the start, kind of future-proof things.
Mm-hmm.
Went for a much bigger unit, as you can see.
Yeah.
Went for bigger kit, and it's lasted us up till now.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
So what originally inspired you to do the brewery? What was the kind of key factor that made you want to do is it a passion of beer, or a beer you had, or another brewery? Or?
Good question. To be honest, it was more of a kind of lifestyle choice for myself personally. I've had businesses.
That's a stupid idea.
Well, I know, yeah. Well, I've had businesses in the past, and they were very high pressure. Not much fun involved, and you're always chasing the numbers. And I wanted to do something that was a bit more creative, something that was local, part of the local community, something that can really add something to Saddleworth, really.
Yeah, definitely.
In the area. Came up with the idea of trying my hand at a craft brewery.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So if I ask you about our range of beers, what would you say is the favourite of our beers that you enjoy the most?
Changes every time we do a new one. At the moment, it's definitely Panui. Panui on cask. I'm just in love with that.
Our New Zealand IPA.
Yeah, and it works a treat. If you've got sleeping problems, 2 pints of Panui. Honestly, forget about the sleeping tablets and the chemicals. 2 pints of Panui. Sit on the couch, watch something on telly. Half an hour later, you're falling asleep.
Fantastic.
It's brilliant. Yeah, you don't need to drink any more than that. It's only 6%. It's great.
Fantastic. Yeah. So who's your favourite employee?
I
aside from the person sitting in front of you.
I don't like any of you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's very, very fair. Can you tell us about any exciting plans that you've got, big news, or any new beers that are coming out that is particularly exciting you?
We've got plenty of new beers coming out on the run up to the colder season. Some nice stouts, some new things that we've not done before. Obviously, we've always had like 3 or 4 stouts anyway. We've always liked our dark beers, but we've got some really nice new, fresh, exciting ones coming through. An Imperial Stout. What else have we got? We've got obviously, I don't know if you all know, but we have a distillery here as well, Grail Distillery. And we started distilling here around about 8 months ago. We've just been playing around, perfecting recipes, getting things right. But we're now one of the, if not the only distillery / brewery of our scale and craft scale that's making its own spirit from start. So we're basically taking the grain, making a really strong beer, and then distilling it down from there. So we're not buying in, the alcohol, which 99% of all the other distilleries do, which we're quite proud of. We've also just released our first rum. So I'm kind of diverting here onto the distillery, but the reason for that is we've got a beautiful gin-infused IPA, which will be available on keg soon.
Uncommon.
Yes, called Uncommon, yes. Yeah. And it's absolutely delicious.
Mm-hmm.
That will be coming in can as well. There's a big announcement. We've got our own canning line, which we've invested in recently, which you might be able to see in the brewery when you walk through later. It's not set up yet. We're in the process of getting that operational within the next week. So we'll be canning all our own things. So there'll be all sorts of brilliant, new, exciting things that we can do on short runs now. So we can really get a bit more experimental.
Brilliant.
Yes, there'll be loads.
Exciting news, exciting plans, good stuff.
2021 is going to be. 2020 has been horrible, for everyone.
Has it?
For
Has
everyone
anyone
here,
noticed
I'm pretty sure. 2021, we're moving forward with the plans that we had pre-COVID, which was basically a massive expansion to new premises, much bigger kit. And yeah, we're doing likewise with the distillery as well. So should be exciting year ahead. Yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, no worries,
mate.
Cheers.
Stick the
Thanks,
microphone on the stand, please, mate. Thank you. Excellent.
This is difficult with a 1 mic and /2 mic setup, but I'm just going to go through some of the comments here from people at home. Chris Smith, hello to you. Bryony Harvey, hello. David Bertram, hello to you. DNA Goodall, how are you doing? Tim Smith, he said he had to say beer, you say. Well, go on then. Yeah, James Jonathan Horton, hello to you. Sam Cooth, evening folks, hello to you. Club Star Wars, oh, I think we know them. I love that New Zealand beer. So Matt's a big fan of your Kai, I believe. Also got a comment from Anna Olivia, who is loving the Double American Red IPA. Yes. Yeah, you're tasting too early. You got to wait for us. You're supposed to wait for us for that. If you, it's very difficult when it's sat there. If it's been sat there for a week, especially, that's going to be really difficult. Yes, you can make your way into there if you want, James. So James is just making his way through to the brewery at the moment, and then we're going to throw to him and Thomas in a couple of minutes. Richie Jones, evening gents from Damp Dudley. Or is it chucking it down there as well? Sorry, mate. Well, hopefully the beer should be able to warm you up a little bit. I think you just have to. Okay, who else have we got? Good evening from Club Star Wars, Chris Smith. This might be a question for you, Steve, actually. If you want to come in, you can probably answer this one. Why lots of new beers versus settling for standard excellent ones?
We have a standard range, I believe, of about 8 beers, which we've had pretty much from the start, which were pretty much always available. So we do have a very, very wide range of standard beers, which are always there, but we're just trying to experiment and do lots of new things at the same time. So hope that answered the question.
Perfect. Very, very good. Brian Harvey says, yay, rum. Yeah, there is going to be some rum coming very soon from Grail Distillery. That's right. Okay, so I think we're just about ready to throw to James and Thomas in the brewery. So let's just do that. I've got you.
Hello. Welcome to Donkeystone Brewery. This is our facility.
Yeah.
Yes, and his fancy shirts. Hi, Thomas. Pretty good, isn't it? Yeah. So we're going to do a little bit of a brewery tour. Can you start us off with basically like where the brewing process starts, and let's go from there.
Right, okay, so we are at the start of the brewing process, which is the hot liquor tank. So hot liquor is just a word for hot water, basically no brewer's words. This is the word that's how it starts. We start different brews off at different temperatures depending which brew we're doing. So a stout will start off at a lower temperature, a IPA for example will start off at a higher temperature, just depending on what fermentable sugars we're going to use. So this is the very start, and then it goes straight over to our mash tun.
Oh, hello, mash tun.
Here's the big white. So the mash tun is where I put all my grain and my wheat in. It goes into there, I use a paddle and mix it up like a porridge. Basically what we're doing with that is we're making the grain, mixing grain with water to turn the enzymes into fermentable sugars. So that way I can then use that when it gets to the yeast will eat it up and we can make alcohol with that.
Excellent.
So that stays in for about an hour.
Okay.
So once we've done that, we have to transfer that into the kettle. I'll connect this up to a whirlpool. The whirlpool will go through this and go into the kettle. That takes about 2 hours to do on this kit. Once that happens, we then build it up to boil. Once it goes to boil, that's when the fun starts. So we can start adding hops if we are kettle hopping.
Yeah.
So it usually takes about half an hour to come to boil after I've transferred. We add the hops between 5 minutes or 10 minutes to the last of the boil. Once that's done, we then have to transfer through heat exchange.
Heat exchange. That sounds interesting.
Through here.
Oh, hello. Little heat exchange. Exciting bit of engineering.
So that actually has plates on it.
Yeah.
So our wort at the time, so it's not beer yet because it's not actually fermented down to alcohol. Our wort will touch plates with cold water. They pass each other, and we swap temperatures. So then the water that's now hot goes back into our liquor tank. So I can brew again if I wanted to in a day. Sometimes
Excellent.
I do.
That's kind of handy, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's like I say, we can do a double brew sometimes. We're desperate for beer because we get really busy here sometimes. Once that goes through, we go into the fermenters. So this is where we have our fermenters. This is the fermenter village, if you will. This is where we add our wort goes through.
Speak a bit
This
louder.
is where our wort goes through to, I've been told to speak a bit louder, so I'm going to. This is where the wort goes through into the fermenters.
Yeah.
So then I've got to get to a certain temperature. So the yeast we use at the moment is a USO5 or SO4, depending on what beer we do. More traditional ranges use an SO4, USO5 for IPAs. It goes into here, so I got to get my yeast. I hydrate at about 28 degrees. Once it's hydrated and we fill it up, we go back to about 23 degrees, which you can see on here. That's at 23 degrees, and once we do that, the yeast gets added in once it's fully transferred.
Yeah.
And we then wait about. Fermentation can take from 3 to 5 days. If we're dry hopping, we dry hop then in the FV, which makes slurries.
I guess that massively depends on the style of beer that you're making. Yeah. So each beer's got a different fermentation time, different processes where you dry hop the beer at different times.
Yeah. So, for example, Kai.
Yeah.
The one thing that we do here, it has a 5-day dry hop of 1 hop. We start with 1 day, then we do a 3-day dry hop, and then we do a 5-day dry hop. It's all the same hop, but just add layers to the beer. So we have different tastes with that. It layers sort of one type of hop.
Okay. And what hop is that in Kai?
It's New Zealand Chinook.
Is it?
Yes.
Chinook? That's unusual for us, right?
Well, yeah, we use it quite a lot. We're actually one of the only breweries that use a New Zealand style Chinook. Everyone else uses US style Chinook. So we use New Zealand. We've had it more lemony, more citrusy, really, really
tropical
punchy,
flavours.
Yeah, good punchy in the face hop that we use.
Fantastic. So, if I could ask you, what is your favourite style of beer of ours to make?
What's my favourite style of beer? Or what?
Well, let's start with your favourite style to make, and then let's go on to your specifically favourite beer.
Okay, cool. So recently, I had really a lot of fun making a sour.
Oh, cool.
The first time we did a kettle sour, which means I had to actually leave it in the kettle for 2 days to create lactobacillus.
Yes.
So lactobacillus is actually what sours the beer.
Yep.
And then once you've got it to a certain sour level, so you read the pH, you have to then boil it off so it tastes sour, but it doesn't get any more sour, so you kill it off then, and then you ferment. So it was almost like a week and a half beer, and it was a new learning curve for me, and I absolutely loved it, and I'm really excited for that one to come back.
Can you give us a little a teaser on what sour beer this is going to be flavoured with?
Absolutely, raspberry and lychee, so there's no teaser, that's just it.
That's it. And what's the name of this?
It's Kato.
Kato Sour.
Got a cool can design.
Yeah.
It looks super cool.
It's going to be a new thing for us, a new beer,
Yeah.
a new style. Exciting, right?
It bangs.
It bangs.
It bangs.
Which is a crushable little.
Oh, crushable little bad boy.
Yeah.
Neck it, throw it away, open another one up.
Fantastic. I guess with all of our beers, we're not looking to get like an arms race of the most sour or the most hoppy or the most.
No.
Looking for balance.
So that was the whole point about our sour, which I loved, because I did it on a 100-litre kit first. Was the fact that it wasn't like a, what's the word? I'm trying to swear, sorry. It didn't like hit your mouth straight away with like pure sourness.
Didn't smack.
No, that's it.
It's a nice ride.
A nice building
Session sour, shall we call
it? Builds on you. So you have the first sip and you might be like, oh, that's not too sour. And it's a build. I think that's what Kettle Sour does. We actually made it with yogurt to create the lactobacillus. It's a nice little silky number as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So going back to the original question about what beer is your favourite to brew,
Yes. Yeah.
what would you say that is?
That'd be the Notorious Dipper.
Oh, hello.
It's got all my favourite hops in it. It's got Mosaic, Amarillo, and Nelson Sauvin, which is a mix between American and New Zealand hops.
And in terms of that beer, I suppose we should all say big well done to you, Thomas, because it actually got us our first Gold Zebra Award.
I'm the champ, baby.
Yeah.
So,
what best double IPA in the Northwest?
Best in the Northwest.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it is a little beauty.
Yeah, it's
a little beauty. It's a bit
really
dangerous.
good beer, and we sold out of that. So
It's gone. It's
you
gone.
can't try it on your taster at the moment.
When are we brewing it again, Thomas?
Soon. We've got some bangers coming up. So we've got some. We've got one that's going to be the same vein in the Notorious. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what it is, but it's going to be a good.
You're allowed to do what you want, Thomas.
It's an Ipa.
Gold Award winning brewer, you can do what you want.
Well, look, he's going to win another gold, I hope.
Okay, big boots. Could you tell me a bit about other breweries that inspire you as a brewer, stuff you like drinking?
I really like Runaway Brewery in Manchester.
Yeah, fantastic brewery.
I find that stuff really cool. To the fact that they do a really good dipper, and then they do really nice farmhouse ales.
Yeah.
Really modern. They stay with bottles, which I think is quite cool. I'm into cans, but I like the fact that they are bottled beer. It's a bit different.
It's nice. They were quite a small independent brewery as well.
Really.
Yeah.
They, the cool guys. I've met a couple of them before. And
Yeah.
they make just bash out good beer. So that's
Certainly do.
probably my favourite brewery around at the moment.
It's definitely a brewery favourite. So anything that you can give us that's happened other than what you've already spoke about with the Cato or the Nipa, something else that's happening in the brewery soon that's exciting from the brew team?
Well, the canning machine for one thing. That's the
Part of the canning machine.
that up there.
Yeah. We've got some more canning machines somewhere else. That's being plumbed in, next week or something?
Hopefully, we'll get operational next week. Doing key kegging ourselves. So these little bitty tanks here are now used as conditioning tanks. We're carbonating as we speak. There's some panui in here. There's another absolute banger, as Steve told you.
Yeah.
That's going to...
So you're saying that the freshness and the crushability of Donkeystone beers is only going to improve from here on in?
Yeah, so
that's what I'd say.
We don't have to wait now, so this is going to be the freshest beer you guys can get hold of. I think we even saw that ourselves because we carbonated panui ourselves as a test rather than wait for it to come back. And the taste was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's just good, like a different beer. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I can't wait to get going on all that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Thomas.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time this evening. You can go and have a beer now.
I'm going to have a few.
Yeah. Are you sticking around for the tasting session?
Yes, I'm going to be around for the tasting.
Okay, Paddy. We're coming back to you. Coming back into the central pub area of the brewery. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks very much, guys. Apologies to those of you out there if you had any trouble hearing Thomas there on the stream. The problem is we've just got kind of one mic between the two, so not ideal, but I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any further questions, we can follow up with you as we go through the comments. I've been keeping abreast of the questions. Would you like to you grab yourself a mic? Your microphone's over there if you want to grab that one. I think we're gonna park here for a little bit, James, to be honest, because running over to that stage area and trying to do this at the same time is quite difficult. It's like one of them patting your head and rubbing your stomach type situation. So obviously we're going to move into the tasting session in a couple of moments, aren't we? Yeah. Just to give you a further heads up, you probably will have noticed out there, guys, that in the comments, Donkeystone has put a comment on about the raffle. Raffle's easy peasy. Head to our PayPal link and donate £2 for a ticket. Now you can grab as many of those tickets as you want. There's no limit to that. Obviously, you know that you'll be in a chance of winning
a year's supply
of Donkeystone beer.
That's more than a week.
That is more than a week.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people said they thought it was the greatest prize they'd ever heard. So thanks, President Trump. That's great. Yeah. So if you can see, there's a ticker along the bottom of your screen there. Everybody at home.
And we will draw that at the end of the show, right?
We will be drawing it at the end of the show. Yeah, that's www.paypal.me/Donkeystone, and that's where you can grab your £2 ticket for a year's supply.
Excellent.
So, are we going to move along shortly to our
We certainly are. We're going to go into our
tasting
tasting session. Our first tasting VIPs, which is the Tameside Rotary Club. We're going
fantastic
to be trying the Cotton Clouds.
cotton clouds first?
And
Grab
then
your cotton clouds, folks.
And then the APA. So if everyone is drinking at home with us,
Yes.
which may well have gone out the window, if you want to crack your Cotton Clouds, that's the one we're going to be trying first. Cotton Clouds is one of our biggest sellers. So
Absolutely.
am I okay to meander over to the chaps?
Certainly are.
Okay.
Yeah, so grab your cotton clouds at homes, ladies and gentlemen. Going to be following James now.
Hi, guys.
There you go.
How the beer's going down? Yeah?
Take it nice and easy.
Nice and easy. Yeah, it's a school night. Well, it's not.
No,
actually.
it isn't. No.
Okay, so the first one we're going to try is the Cotton Clouds, as we've just said. So just a little bit of background on this beer. We do this beer in both cask and keg. Now, this is kind of a hybrid of the two. So for our bottled kind of cask beers, we had a little bit of carbonation just to lift it a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
Have a taste.
Well, I've had this on cask and it's brilliant. And
Yes.
I think compared with the cask, this is also it's just as good. It's a bit more carbonated, but it's a great session beer.
Yeah, it's very light,
Well, we
quite refreshing.
collaborated with a local music festival to create this beer, and the brief was kind of create something that's really really easy going, really easy to drink in the sunshine, kind of a manageable ABV, and I think we've kind of nailed the brief.
Yeah.
You're getting what?
Quite refreshing,
floral,
I think. Yeah.
Like lightly hopped.
Yeah, lightly hopped.
It's not
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
blow your head up with the hops. No. It's just kind of.
You can imagine drinking this at a festival.
barbecue.
Yeah.
Music
Festival barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah, listen to a bit of
Yeah.
live music.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good stuff.
Good that.
So obviously the difference between this and the cask beer is that the cask has got a little bit more body to it. It's a little bit more volume.
Yeah.
You get with cask beer a bit more rich. When you drop a bit of carbonation in there, it just lifts it and makes it a little bit more refreshing, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think each of the styles we do, and we've been a lager version of this beer, we change the malt up. They all kind of give that really refreshing.
Yeah.
crisp tone.
Yeah. I've had the Cotton Clouds lager.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good stuff.
Like that. Great stuff. Yeah.
Brilliant. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
APA.
So the APA.
It's nasty. Again, I've had this on cask as well. It's nasty.
Oh, you've done me one. All
Yeah.
right. Fair enough.
I've had this on
Good spot.
cask at Bridge Beers in Staley Bridge. It's always
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, no, it's a cracker. So obviously a pale ale in the American style using American hops.
Yeah.
A little bit more of a citrusy affair, that one.
Yeah.
There was a little bit more grapefruit, a little bit more
bit deeper, I think,
hoppiness
yeah, a bit
there
more
to
hoppy.
it.
Yeah.
But you
bit
get
more
that
fruit.
punchiness with American style APAs,
Yeah.
right?
I've had this. Obviously, I've had it in
Yeah.
the beer pack already, so I've had a taste of it.
Fantastic.
But yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely beer. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Glad you're enjoying it.
Okay. Great.
Obviously, if there's any comments for any of you guys at home and you want to talk about the flavors in there or the stuff that you like or you don't like, please let us know.
Got some comments for you, James.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So Carl was asking how many beers we currently produce. So I managed to ask Stephen about that. This is 26 and counting. Is it?
26. That's too many beers. Stephen, we've got too many beers.
You can never have too many beers. So, and we've got a few more comments just in terms of the Cotton Clouds with the tasting session there.
Yeah.
DNA Goodall, lovely, light and easy drinking and not too carbonated.
Not too carbed. Yeah.
Which
Try
kind of,
cask. It's really good.
yeah, cask is excellent. So, also, Chris Jackson, quite citrusy.
Citrusy. Yeah, there is a light kind of, I'd say more of a floral tone, but I think it's definitely like verging on like sort of like light fruitiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's spot on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fantastic. And anything about the APA? People not got to that yet?
We're not there yet. DNA Goodall also said, woohoo, I've got a whole pint to sup.
Enjoy yourself.
Excellent. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Well, there's a bottle. There's plenty more.
We'll
You're
be
in a
fine.
brewery. Fantastic. Excellent. Are we ready to move on to the next little table?
Yeah,
Do you want to
absolutely.
run a PT or anything like that?
1 second. Do that. So moving on to the next tasting then. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. The distance, sit. How are we, guys?
Thank you.
Mandy and Pete,
Yes.
best known for Ashton Tap House.
Well, unfortunately, now it's now the formerly Ashton
Formerly.
Tap House. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we are struggling to, we did struggle to open up with social distancing. So unfortunately, we've had to close the bar down.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
Well, we are a bit upset ourselves. We have quite a good fan base and quite a lot of regular customers.
Mm-hmm.
So we are.
Family, weren't
Yeah, with a little family coming in
Yeah.
there, and unfortunately, things are just not helping us out in where we were. So we've had to close it down for the time being.
Yeah, it's awful to hear that, and I guess sadly this is something we're going to hear a lot more of in the industry going forward with the current situation. But you know, the family comment really resonated with me because it was a little bar but with a big heart. You know, every time you'd go in, the same faces, the same crowd, everyone greeted you with a smile. Everyone's happy to see you. Oh, the Donkeystone man's here, and he's brought me some beer.
Yeah. I mean,
and it was great.
Yeah,
It's such a shame.
to be honest,
everybody knew each other. It was like cheers, you know, everybody knew each other's name.
and it was
Bit
2 years.
corny that, but it's true, isn't it?
It was 2 years of our work because we was coming up to 2 years when COVID kicked in.
Mhm.
So I mean, it was 2 years of hard work, and we're just establishing ourselves. We've won a few awards.
Yeah.
We got into the Good Beer Guide.
Yeah.
My first year, and just before we did that to close down, we were told we were nominated for the cider.
won it.
Oh, we've actually
Won
won
the
the
cider
cider award for camera
Wow.
for Tameside and High Peak. We were nominated
Never
for that,
been
won
able
it,
to collect
and we've
that
never
award.
collected it because unfortunately we
Never
shut down.
opened.
So
Well, you're the people's champions.
Oh, thank you.
And we always used to love dealing with you guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, have you got any plans you can talk about, you know, going forward? Or
I mean, hopefully, it all depends on the situation we're in
Yeah.
now with COVID.
Yeah.
Once that's hopefully sort of
Mhm.
we get back to some sort of normality,
Mhm.
and we can hopefully look at opening somewhere else and then re-establishing ourselves as the Ashton Tap House again in
Absolutely.
the premises.
yeah,
That's the goal,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, we have to wait until this virus has left us,
Yeah.
or it's eased, and we can now socialize properly and people come in and enjoy a drink rather than sat on the
Absolutely.
table on their
Yeah.
own and not speak to anybody, which is what I don't want to happen in the Ashton Tap House.
well, our industry needs, you know, like bar owners like you guys, independence. You know, it's
Yeah.
really important that the chains don't rule the roost. And you know, I hope to see you guys with another place.
Hopefully,
really
yeah,
soon.
fingers crossed.
That
Next
would
year,
be amazing.
fingers
That would
crossed.
be
Next year
amazing.
we can go back to
In
where
fact,
we were.
we loved having your beers, and we did quite a lot of stouts, didn't we?
Yes, we like the.
The Neddy.
We always had two beers on. We always had the light, and we
Yes.
always had a stout. We
Yeah.
always kept a dark beer on.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, a lot of people said you never sell dark beers, but our dark beers always sold.
Always went the
Yeah, they
So
did.
the Neddy, the Jar
Neddy,
Vanilla was always good beers.
It's fantastic to hear. So, I mean, let's have some beers
Yes.
right now. Let's drink some more beers.
Yeah.
So we're on the cotton
So,
clouds.
we're on the badass actually.
Sorry,
Um,
the badass.
yeah,
Yes,
the badass
sorry.
blonde. So it's an English blonde using all English hops. What do you think of the beer?
You can smell the hops when you first take it to your nose.
So the English-
it's not overpowering.
English hops have got a bit more bitterness to them.
Yeah, very clear.
Yeah. You can. I would say it's got a slight bitterness. It's not an overpowering
No,
bitterness to me.
no.
Where some of the IPAs can be overpowering,
Mhm.
and that is it's quite smooth, and then with a bit of
Clean.
bitterness kicked in.
Yeah, I found a
afterwards.
really clean
Clean.
flavour,
Yeah.
like Mandy. Yeah. So like similar to the last couple we tried, both the APA, the Cotton Clouds, the Badass Blonde. We do all these beers on cask, which I guess cask beer pulled through a hand pull. It's got a bit more thick body,
Yeah.
but putting it in a bottle with a little bit light carbonation tends to kind of do the job. You know, like
Not
it's
too carbonated.
it's not too carb. It's all low carb with our
Yes.
bottle products.
Yeah.
We like to keep it like true to its kind of its flavour. You don't want to put too much carb in there, and that's how we like to.
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
I put it as a
Real
nice
nice
session beer,
Definitely, yeah.
3.8 ABV. It's
Yeah.
a nice session beer, a nice summer beer. You know, in
Absolutely.
a nice summer's day, to outside drinking that, not a problem at all.
Well, we've had
Yes.
this on a few times.
I think we had
haven't
Yeah,
we've sold Badass Brown, yeah.
Have indeed.
Good.
Brilliant. So, what other beers do you used to like serving at the bar from other breweries? Anything that stands out that you used to love drinking?
Oh, we've had quite a few beers. I
We
mean,
selected quite.
we try to stay local
Yeah.
yeah,
for Manchester. We try
yeah.
to stay local to Manchester. So anywhere in Greater Manchester, we try to stay local.
Empire.
Empire, which is
Yeah.
up in Slough, we went to
Yes,
them.
yeah.
I always like to know whether a good beer from Dunham Massey Brewery.
Yes, yeah.
They were always nice beers.
State, yeah.
They were
They
nice
had a
beers.
real nice cherry stout,
do you
didn't
know,
they? Cherry mild.
I mean, we went to quite a few breweries in Manchester, in the great Manchester area, and I've not had a beer which I've not gone back to.
It's the beer capital of the world.
Yeah,
Manchester.
Millstone, which is Mosley, Tameside. Yeah,
cracking beers.
We did Anthony in Hyde in Tweed.
Yes, Tweed.
Tweed
Yeah,
did
he's
this,
not
and now
brilliant.
unfortunately now he's had to go.
Yeah.
Another brewery gone there. So yeah, we kept local,
Representing the local breweries.
That was the idea. I mean,
economy.
that was the idea. We was a local bar. We want to keep things local.
Yeah, very much
keep,
like
keep the
ourselves.
economy going. Yeah, that's why we come to you, because there's another local brewery.
We like to get involved in community projects and support local groups and things like that, which is why we're doing what we're doing today. So
Yes, brilliant. That's really good of you to support the
Rotary Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been our pleasure.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, guys. Enjoy
you.
Thanks very much.
the rest of your beers.
Thank you.
Will.
And thank you. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
James.
Any more questions on the board, Paddy?
Yeah, we've got a couple of comments here. One thing I think, just to take away from David Bertram at home, he's saying, just slow down a little bit with the tasting. He's saying, so he can slow you along.
Yeah,
So
he wants to get really hammered.
yeah. I think he wants to stay like 2 beers ahead of us if he possibly can. So
Okay. Yeah.
no, that's
Yeah,
no, you're right.
he should.
You're right, David.
Yeah, I'll do my best to slow down a tad.
So we've got some more. We've got some other comments. Sam said that DPA is awesome. Got to agree.
Wasn't in the tasting pack, but glad they're enjoying
No,
it.
but still, it's always nice to know, isn't it? DNA Goodall said the APA has a slight candy floss taste. It's an interesting
Oh,
one.
interesting. I've never had candy floss
I've not come across that one before.
as a suggestion for the tasting notes there. It's definitely got a sweetness to it, a bit of a saccharine syrupiness. So yeah, I can see that. Well,
I like to think that we, have a bit of a fairground vibe going at the brewery from time to time.
Yeah.
So that would go along with
We've
that.
got a few clowns who work here. So.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
are we ready for the next?
Couple more comments. Comments.
Hit me up.
And this is for you, Mandy and Pete. This is from Bryony. She said we definitely missed the Ashton Tap House. So that's nice to hear. Okay, we've got a couple more. Yeah, I don't think Andy Boker. Is there a list of pubs serving your cask, enjoying it at the Stalybridge Labour Club band contest? Is there?
There isn't a list because other breweries swoop in and steal our pumps. So
that's a very good point.
No, we need to publish some kind of Donkeystone map where you can go and get a pint around. It's something we've talked about. It's on the list of the million things to do before I sleep.
Yeah, it's in that rather large in tray.
Yeah, I think we're going to do like a nice map. Yeah,
well, that sounds
that'd
good.
Be quite cool. Yeah.
I like the sound of that. Sam says, evening, Paddy. Chris just sent some money on PayPal for the raffle, question mark. I just paid him anyway. You know what I mean? Ahead of time. James Jonathan Horton, raffle ticket bought. Good man. Thank you very much. And David is just about to try the Lost Days. However, let's get on with
that takes us
the live tasting session right here.
Takes us nicely into our next awesome venue, which is Stalybridge Buffet Bar. And this is Jamie. What is your title at Stalybridge Buffet Bar, Jamie?
The manager,
the big the big boss.
The big boss.
The boss. Awesome. So tell us a little bit about Stalybridge Buffet Bar, some interesting facts that you can give us.
We're one of 4 buffet bars in the country.
Yeah.
It's a type of old-fashioned refreshment bar in a train station.
Yeah.
I actually have no idea where the other 3 are. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. One's in Bury.
Yeah. There we go.
Well, yours is particularly old as well. Was it like the oldest? Did I read?
It is the oldest in the country. Yeah. 1885 it opened. So
yeah, that's what I've got on my card.
History.
Yeah. So how many pints have you served over the bar since 1885?
I have
exactly.
Literally no idea. However, on either side of the hand pumps, there's a big dip in the marble bar.
Wow.
Where all the pints have been put
Slammed down
over the years, and we're getting it.
We're talking into the millions.
We're getting it repaired this year.
Oh, yeah. You're destroying that bit of beer heritage. Same side as beer heritage.
We're not destroying the heritage. It's, no, there's been a lot of pints served there.
A lot of pints and a lot of
pints.
Seriously good beers. So, like, I guess you guys pride yourself on, like, being a bit crafty, having lots of different varieties, lots of different breweries.
So we like to, I mean, it's difficult to say that you want to please everyone, but we try to keep it in between traditional and the craft beers. So pre-lockdown we had 8 cask beers on.
Yep.
And I'd say 4 of them would be really crafty, 4 of them would be more traditional.
Yep.
At the moment it's a bit more difficult. However, we're trying to get as many beers on as we can, and we're sort of sticking to local breweries at the moment.
Supporting the local community.
We're sticking to the Manchester area and Cheshire and that sort of area,
It's
rather
fantastic.
than going further afield, like we used to do before. We're trying to support local businesses.
Fantastic. It's great to hear. And what beers do you personally love serving? Like, what would you style?
Personally, I'm all about the West Coast IPAs.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Like something really hoppy, but not super hazy.
A little bit bitter.
Really bitter.
Yeah.
And that's my.
That's your style. Yeah. And what particularly, have you got a particular beer that you would point out as one of your favorites to drink? Put you on the spot.
The thing is, I've just said that. However, all my favorite beers are stouts.
Okay, yeah.
You got the business.
I've
said all I prefer drinking pale ales. However, all my favorite beer, one of my favorite beers is Brooklyn Double Chocolate Stout.
Ooh,
absolutely stunning. Yeah. Or Castile Quad, the chocolate one.
Lovely.
That is
a sweet tooth of you, Jamie.
No, I really like the bitter ones. It's really strange saying that I like all the stouts, but no, they are my favorite beers. They're my best beers ever.
Yeah.
However, my favorite beers tend to be West Coast IPA.
West Coast. Okay. Interesting. Eclectic taste.
Yeah,
excellent. That's what we like to hear.
All over the place, really.
Absolutely.
Is, what I can say.
So let's try one of the Donkeystone beers on offer tonight. I think the first one I'm going to try is the Bray, which is an amber. This is one of our more traditional style beers. I think personally, it really works quite well in a bottle. This one, it's the carbonation seems to just give it a real lift. What do you think of that, Jamie?
It's good. It's got with a bit you get that slightly metallic taste.
Yeah.
And it's got that and sort of the stone fruit.
Yeah. Got
quite getting through from that.
I get like a deep malty kind of backbone, and there's a bit of light fruitiness there as well. So it differs from a really traditional brown ale in that sense. It's a little bit more on the fruity side, I think.
Yeah,
to find a little prune.
A little bit of prune.
A little bit of dry fruit.
There's definitely a bit in there. Like I say, a lot of the beers we've gone through so far are from our more traditional kind of range that we do. But I guess it's like the classics that we do as well. So it was important to us that we go through some of the beers that have got us to where we are today. And then the next couple of beers we're going to try are some of our more modern crafty style. But yeah, I think Bray, this time of year,
it's good beer for this time of year.
It's one of my favorites, and definitely in cask. You're definitely getting a bit of richness there, and the malt really works really well. So brilliant,
lovely,
awesome. Next one, the Lost Days. Lost Days. So a little bit of background on this. This was our first collaboration. Oh, hello! It's got a live one. This was our first collaboration beer that we did as a brewery, and we did that with Stubborn Mule from Altrincham. Hi Ed, if you're watching. So we used a new hop strain that Charles Farham sourced from us. I'm just going to consult Thomas. Thomas, what is the hop that we used in the Lost Days beer?
We used Mystic. Olicana and Jester. Sorry, I'll say Mystic, Olicana and Jester. And at the time, Mystic wasn't actually on the market. We worked with Charles Farmer and we got that as a sort of experimental thing. So they were really impressed that we did that. And they're all British hops.
Excellent.
Cool.
Thanks for that, Thomas. Bit of expert opinion. So it's like an old-fashioned English IPA. You don't tend to see many beers quite like this anymore.
I'm excited to try it.
Yeah.
I mean, most IPAs that you get now are really Americanized.
Exactly,
they're really hop forward. So.
Yeah. So, this is definitely not one that we're going to get in like a sort of juice war arms race with anybody. This is very much a different style of IPA, more like an old-fashioned style. But I think it's a really unique beer. I get like light passion fruit, kind of really subtle mango flavors, sweet.
Sorry, it's just it's not what I was really expecting.
What do you think?
I'm getting leather.
Leather?
Yeah, you can really taste
hot leather
on the nose. You really
Big
get
leather on the nose.
You get dry hop.
Yeah,
and then
any subtle fruity tones. Bit of fruit. Grapefruit, yeah. There's definitely a bit of fruit in there. But I don't know if you've had many beers like that. I certainly haven't. And I think it's really interesting that we've got a beer in our range that is kind of unique. I know that when we launched it at the Manchester Beer Festival, a lot of the breweries were coming to try it. They're really keen to try it.
When you were saying it was like an English IPA, I was expecting it to be quite malty.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have that. It is the fruit from the hop, but
it's
much more toned down than the usual.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting the smell of the
It's safe to say, as a precursor, it's a Marmite beer as well. Some people will really love this. Some people won't, and that's okay. Beer is not one thing. So it's many things to many people. So it's just a really interesting one. We wanted to include it, I guess, because it's different to a lot of other beers in our range, and it's just it's a conversation starter. So what do you think? You like it?
It's incredible. Really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So different. Have that.
So different.
It does have that grassy feeling. It's not what I expected at all.
Lost for words.
There's almost some notes that you get from
really
a wheaty
with the English IPA.
So the name.
I had a specific thing in mind. It's not that at all. It is really it's nicely balanced. And it is hoppy, but not in a really
hoppy way.
Hopped way.
So I guess a lot of the beers.
It's a very subtle hop flavor.
It certainly is. I think a lot of the beers that we make in the brewery are designed to be balanced. So we won't go too hoppy, we won't go too malty. We're always looking for that balance there. And just a little fun fact about this beer. We brewed it in between Christmas and New Year, where nobody knows what day it is. So it's one of the lost days of the year. So there you go. There you go.
Wow.
Fun fact of the day.
Excellent factoid. Would you like to hear some comments on
I would love some comments.
Okie dokie. Let's scroll back a little bit. So, yeah, Raffle Ticket Bought. We've done that. David Bertram, I think he was referring to but it was Badass before that, wasn't it?
We had the Badass.
Before the Lost Days?
No, we had the Bray.
The Bray.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was David's favourite. I gave Chris a reminder of which one we were up to, which was Lost Days. Definitely fruity, grapefruit even, Brianna was saying.
Grapefruit.
Grapefruit, yeah.
I think it's one of my favourite can designs also, Paddy. What do you think?
Yeah, I love it. It's got a real 60s psychedelia vibe to it, which is...
kind of a lava lamp in your...
Suits me down to the ground. It looks like a Sid Barrett happening from 1967, which is great. So, yeah, Tim Smith says, I think Lost Days, which is an IPA, says shake on the can, but as you can see, it's a little bit energetic. Yeah, you've got to be... The shaking of the can
down the stairs, does it?
Is a bit of an art, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of...
A jiggle.
I find if it's a little jiggle,
yeah,
and then tap it, and then straight to the mouth.
Okay.
And then you can deal with it afterwards.
If only you guys could see Paddy's kind of physical...
You did not know what to say that. It was quite sexy, wasn't it?
I'm watching Paddy do
James
this,
James blushed as I
still
did
don't understand what you've done, but I liked it. Maybe you could do that one a little bit later on for us.
that. If you play your cards right. So Tim Smith said, Lost Days, yes, lovely beer, nice and fruity, not too sweet.
Good
Yeah.
balance. That's what we want.
David's lost for words after that, I think. We're taking you everywhere tonight. Yes. Oh, so Bray was your favorite. Yes, correct. Right, cool.
Fantastic.
Tim Smith, raffle tickets bought. Excellent. Good stuff, guys. Keep those coming in. As you can see, the raffle link is along the bottom of your screen. That's paypal.me/Donkeystone.
Year supply of
Paypal.me/Donkeystone. Here we go. So, Tim Smith, we need a live demo of the Lost Days method.
Yeah. You never learn that one down, Paddy.
We'd probably have to run the show until like after midnight to be able to do that.
Do you want to go with the Lost Days method, Jamie? No.
I don't think I can pull it off.
No.
I'll do it with the can later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But
yeah.
I'll have to jump into camera shot for that particular moment. Yeah.
It's all in the elbow. Are we moving on to our next beer?
Yes, absolutely. Is everyone ready to move on to your next beer? You see, the thing is with this, I know some people have kind of been saying, "Oh, slow down with the tasting," but all you need to do is just, well, you may need to pull a few more glasses out of the cupboard, but just stick a little drop in your glass and have a little water in between if you want to take a break.
Taste along.
You don't have to drink the whole thing. You can go back through them afterwards and enjoy the flavors all over again. Can't you?
Can indeed. Drink responsibly, guys.
So drink responsibly, of course. Other beers are available.
No, they're not.
But not tonight. So yeah, let's move along to the next beer then, James.
Move along the bus. Okay. I think I'm going to awkwardly stand behind if that's okay.
I'm absolutely fine with that.
Okay. So hello, Jay.
Hello.
Jay, interestingly, you haven't got a venue yet, but you've got one literally in development.
Well, we've signed all the details. We're ready to get moving.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on bank people to get their act together.
Oh, the bank people.
But other than that, we're doing fantastic at the moment. We've moved on to smashing things out of the way.
That's important.
Taking all of our stress out. On what we're doing. But at the moment, really, it's just for the same reason that we're here today, to get in terms of our lists and making sure that we've got all the fine produce and products
that you want at the bar.
People in the bar, yeah.
Absolutely. No, well, I was going to say, tell me about a little bit more about it. So what's the bar called? Where's it going to be?
It's called The Crafty Vendor.
Yeah.
And we were presenting within the bar, the Artisan Alley. And in the Artisan Alley, we will be producing and taking in from other places lots of deli products, from cheeses, meats, crackers, chutneys, and so on and so forth. And while you're enjoying those, there'll be a bar alongside to come and enjoy lots of fine craft beer.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what kind of got you into kind of beer and what made you want to open a bar?
Well, myself, I've always been a keen fan of whiskey.
Okay.
I say whiskey as a whole, but no, bourbon whiskey.
Okay, yeah.
And in fact, the best thing to do in this situation is to just go straight out and make people feel comfortable about their own situations. I suffer from an illness called herpes, and it is very, very bad when it comes to not understanding the diet and how you have to live your life.
Yeah.
And the beauty of beer is that the hops don't give you the access to the flavors that you couldn't get.
Right. Fascinating. I had no idea about this.
Then you get to enjoy those flavors and you don't get the same effects from them. So as I had to start evolving the things that I could and couldn't eat, from nuts to citrus, and
it affects you medically if you do eat these things.
So if you suffer from this illness, you will find that it affects your nervous system.
Right.
So whatever way that you end up affecting that nervous system, that could come out in a number of different ways, from how it affects your skin, how it affects you mentally, giving you fatigue, and all sorts of different things. But
so you love a whiskey kind of informed you kind of choice.
This is it. Well, what it did is, as I I'd enjoyed whiskey. I started to suffer with this illness, and that meant that I could no longer enjoy a number of the things that I wanted to enjoy.
Okay.
So I started to find that I could get all those flavors in craft beer.
Yeah, yeah.
And that started with the likes of Uranus and Gun.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
Barrel aged stuff.
Yeah, barrel aged stuff was what I started with, because obviously I could bring in that bourbon barrel sort of tones. But then that moved on to the likes of your Tiny Rebels and your Red Willows, and all the stuff that started to bring in the new
craft beer movement. Yeah,
exactly.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's how I found myself there.
Fantastic. Well, I think that takes us nicely into trying our beer, and I think with what you've just said, I think this is going to work pretty well for you.
Let's get a little bad boy there.
So the Ripper is a double American red IPA, and definitely some of those kind of more complex flavors that you were describing with what you enjoy with your whiskey, and some of the craft beers that you like. So lovely, vibrant color. Obviously, like the idea is it's a red IPA, so the ingredients really designed to.
On my nose. every time.
That's fine. I'll save that one for later. So, what are you getting in an aroma there?
So off the nose, I'm getting kind of like a cake.
Oh, right. Okay. So really rich.
Cakey. So rich.
Yeah.
Sugary.
Almost molasses kind of sweetness.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very sweet. Yeah, I love that. So let's get a tasting.
Give it a taste. I think again, this is another brewery favorite that we do.
Oh wow!
It's kind of super syrupy and
I was about to
rich.
say that's an exciting experience, because it's very much got some of the dried fruit notes of which is the beer there, the Bray.
Yep.
But then a lot more depth to that.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're getting, I believe there's some stone fruit.
Definitely stone fruit.
You wouldn't expect from such a dark tone.
Stone fruit, and I think it even verges on like a orange peel bitterness. That
the biscuit keeps
giving the malt. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in that one. We're really keen to find out what people think of this one. This one's definitely on the more challenging scale of some of our beers.
Coming through a little bit more bitter.
Yeah.
But that's a fine balance with such a high malty experience.
And I think
great beer.
With that ABV, into the 7.4, I know a lot of breweries are doing like the bigger cans. For this one, we want it to be served as a 2/3, a smaller drink, and it's one to perhaps drink. It's a bit of a finisher, the end of the night, one that you would have after some others.
Well, I can definitely say, I'm a half drinker anyway.
Yeah,
I very rarely like to get a pint, but if I'm going to pick an ABV that sits beautifully, it's usually around 7%.
Definitely.
4%.
Definitely.
So that has given a fantastic mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Have
you ever had a red?
Sitting great, so I like it.
You ever had a red IPA before?
I have had a few, but again, I tend to find there's that little bit metallic.
Yes.
Too much in there, whereas this is
a bit more fruity.
It's definitely kept with the dried fruit in there a bit more. Like I say, stone fruit more so, and surprising amount of stone fruit vibes.
Awesome. Sounds like you really enjoyed it. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
So we're really looking forward to basically seeing the bar open. Have you got like a date?
Yeah, so I was going to say, so we're open hopefully for the mid of November, and we're number 1 precinct in Romiley, SK6 4EA. And we're really excited to have everybody in and to provide a fantastic service for everybody. Hopefully, the finest service in the Northwest.
Well, yeah, it's a great scene down there as well. Romiley's got some brilliant bars as well. So
that's it. We've definitely got the competition.
Yeah.
Because there's within a 500-meter run, we must have 6 or 7 bars in 500 meters. So
I look at that. Challenges. Well, I look at that as a destination, and people go down and have a beer in each one and really enjoy it and spend the day there. So I guess that's a good thing, right?
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much, Jay. Appreciate that. Thank you. Cheers.
All the best.
Thanks, Jay. Nice one, guys. Thank you very much. Bring that back for us. Okay, James.
Thanks, buddy.
You having fun?
Having lots of fun.
Yeah, jolly good. Me too. Right, let's give ourselves a little sting brew.
Bounced it all over.
Yes. So let's do some comments first, shall we?
It's good.
Now, as suspected, I thought we might get some nice feedback from the Ripper, because it's one of my personal favorites. I think I would have to say as well.
I would say definitely.
So, Chris Jackson.
What's Chris saying?
He's saying this is my favorite so far.
Definitely. I think that beer is one of our more critically acclaimed beers, on the kind of craft beer circuit. It's not one that you're going to get on cask at many kind of really sleepy boozers. It's one that you're going to get at a really trendy craft beer bar. I think that's what is the beauty of our range, that there's the Cotton Clouds, the Badass Blonde, and then there's also like the Drippers and the Triple X's and the Notorious. So,
and it goes back to what Steve was saying as well. Like at the moment, for Cask Ale Week, of course, we've got the Panui on cask, which is something quite special.
Little blinder.
It is a little blinder. It's
literally. But
speaking from a personal point of view, for guys, should we talk beer for a minute?
Let's talk beer.
Okay, let's talk beer for a minute. So, like, you probably understand this about me, but I was like formerly, from a young age, always basically a lager lout. So I just used to drink, whatever was on the bar, and then I sort of became about 7 or 8 years ago. I sort of became like a lager snob.
Yeah.
So I kind
lots of lovely lagers about nowadays.
Oh, they're absolutely. But I kind of got obsessed with the sort of it needs to be brewed and bottled.
Yeah.
Somewhere, but not here.
Yeah.
Like type thing.
Like Polish.
So I went into the Polish, the Czech, the Belgian beers, and all that kind of thing. And then I didn't really have that much craft stuff until I came up here and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
so you were converted.
I was converted with a way in via the Cotton Clouds.
Yeah.
Because it was like this is like
entry level.
This is like a lager. There's your entry level, and that kind of brought me in. And then like I've been converted all the way up to cask. Like I can sit and happily drink our hopping session cask.
Sit and drink murky Nipas till your kind of taxi arrives, and then we have to wheel you into the back.
You have to ladle me into the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Our notorious DIPA.
Yeah.
The Ripper and the Triple X. I absolutely love her, amongst my favorite drinks.
So I mean, that's crazy because someone who's a lager drinker is into like a black IPA, which is it's different to many beers you will have had previous. I would have.
I've come 3-6. Well, the closest thing I'll probably get would be a Guinness. But see, I can sit and drink our Jar Vanilla, which, as you know, I refer to as a breakfast beer, which is quite a dangerous thing to refer to. But still, there you go. Sorry, we've got a couple more comments coming in here. Great to see the boys from Staley Ridge Buffet Bar. Our local, that's from Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Brianna, really enjoyed that one. Think he's spot on about it being like the Bray, but more in depth.
Yeah, well, I guess those amber beers have got like characteristics that are similar. Those fruity kind of plum flavors and stone fruit. I think the malt backbone in the Ripper really adds a further depth to it. So, yeah, I guess so.
Absolutely. So, sorry, I'm just turning the microphones off there. Who else have we got? Gemma Barnacle. We're a bit behind the live stream, but loving the Lost Days. I get licorice on the nose.
Licorice. That's a nice flavour.
Well, that kind of
makes sense.
That makes sense, and it lends in beautifully about the fact that it's a British IPA.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would sort of think of licorice as a strongly British thing. Like from generations gone by, they would not just have licorice sweets. You used to be able to buy kids used to chew on a licorice root.
Yeah.
Like a twig. That's what my dad was telling me. He was like, oh yeah, licorice, we'd have a licorice root.
Wow.
And we went in a sweet shop somewhere and got one. It's like a twig.
Is it really?
You sat there like chewing on a twig.
Wow.
So there you go.
That's fascinating.
Maybe we can start sticking twigs in our beer.
Yeah. Licorice IPAs.
Maybe. Could work with the dark IPAs. So what are we what's on the agenda next for us?
I think we're going to do a bit of a quiz.
We're going to do a bit of a quiz. All right. Well, let's do a bit of a quiz then.
I think it's a novel idea because no one's really done Zoom quizzes, have they, over the last few months? So we just thought, let's do something new that no one's done before.
Well, nobody's done anything virtually, really, either. It's
it's nothing. There's not been people to do anything.
There's not been many virtual gigs. There's not been many virtual. Well, I've not. To be honest, I've not seen a virtual brewery tour Or have
Nope.
you had your beer tasting session
They
yet?
do exist, and they have been very good. Yeah, I've not watched many of them, but I've seen them been very good.
So we're here to lower the tone.
We're here to completely destroy their concepts, and it'll never happen again.
Okay, jolly good. Right, so let's take a look at this quiz of yours then. Okie dokie.
Okay,
Right, quiz
guys.
time.
This is just for fun, remember. The only prize is, pride. So there's no actual gifts up for grabs.
Yep, which comes before you fall, of course. So,
do you want to do the first question, Paddy?
go on then.
Yeah.
Providing I can read your scroll.
Let's do questions and then answers at the end. Okay.
Okay, so this is just to test whether you've actually been paying attention.
Some of it is, yeah. Some of it is.
Or just kind of drinking along, which is fine too. So, question number one: how many years? You can't answer this question, by the way.
Yeah. Table one cannot answer this question.
Table one.
I mean, you can answer it, but just don't shout it out.
So, how many years has Tameside Rotary Beer Festival been going?
How many years? How many years? Those.
Is it?
Well,
is it twice as long as half the amount of years?
This counts. Yeah.
This was going to be. Well, this counts.
This counts. So we've. Yeah. This counts. Yeah.
It's virtual, but it's still first virtual.
Yeah.
It would have been the 10th actual.
You know when I said don't shout the answers out? It's okay.
You've fallen at the first.
It's just for fun.
It's a bit of fun. Yes, just an example. Yeah.
Okay, so excellent.
So 10 years, so a decade. That's brilliant. Well done, guys. Superb. So let's move on with the next question, shall we?
Yep. Do you want me to do this next
Is
one?
he? Do you want to read that?
I'll read it. I'll read it. You can barely read my illegible handwriting.
It's not too bad actually. I've seen worse.
Okay. Had a fantastic brewery tour from Thomas, the head brewer earlier.
Right over there.
What is Thomas's favourite beer to brew? What is Thomas's favourite beer to brew?
What is Thomas's favourite beer to brew?
You weren't there. You weren't watching along.
You weren't watching along, yeah. Everyone was watching along at home. Oh, hang on.
Stop shouting out the answers.
So just before we go further, if somebody answers the right question on the stream, am I going to bring it on screen?
Give them a shout out. Yeah, if you get it right.
Right. So first question.
David Bertram, and the first question is correct.
10. Yes. Well done. You were paying attention, Dave.
So yeah, it's happened 9 times physically, 1 time virtually. This is the 10th. Okay. So well done, David. Ish. We're getting an ish.
Nine and a half.
Yeah. Any answers coming in? Steve Compton says Jar Vanilla for the fit. Tom, that is incorrect, Steve.
Steve,
it's a good guess though.
Steve Compton, I'm afraid.
It's one of our favourites. But
our survey said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom mentioned it earlier. He talked about beers. He loves brewing, and was one in particular that we've recently won an award for.
Yes.
And that is his favourite.
Correct. Do you want me to answer this question?
Well, yeah. You answer it. Go on.
Well, I'd say. Well, to be honest, what the incredible thing about this particular beer is, as we were discussing earlier on, with some of the high ABV beers that we've got, such as the Ripper and Triple X, this would be contained within that category, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's not a session beer.
It's not a session beer. However, you can sit and drink it, and like, apart from the fact that you will slowly get, well, you'll probably quickly get a little bit drunker than you would on one of the other beers.
Yeah.
For me, like, just the way it tastes, you don't really notice.
No. And I think
it's just such an easy drink.
The answer, of course, and I think Carl Pugh has flown in there with the correct answer.
There we go. So we've got one answer first, which was
The Lost Days. Sadly, not Brianna.
Sorry, Brianna. So Carl
was spot on.
Tom's Dipper.
So the notorious DIPA. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess there's an explanation for that. We wanted to do a double IPA. We all big fans of Notorious B.I.G.
Oh yeah.
So the Notorious DIPA just made total sense.
DIP.
There you go. You have to say it with that really slightly awkward pause.
You do.
And some people laugh, and then some people look at you like you've had a mild stroke.
Dead air is a crime. But not in this instance.
Okay, let's move on.
Right then. Yeah. Okay. So next question. What is the biggest selling beer in the world?
In the world.
A lot of people said they thought it was one of the highest selling beers that had ever happened. A lot of people said that. A lot of smart people saying it was a very well selling beer. So yeah. What do you think out there, guys? What is the biggest selling beer in the world?
And it's not
Jar
Vanilla.
It's not Jar Vanilla.
Sadly yet.
That's one of the biggest selling beers in Saddlers,
Soon.
Particularly in Mosley.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Hopping Sesh, the biggest selling beer in the world.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Panui from the back.
Stephen's getting Panui'd over there right now. Yeah.
What do you think, Paddy? What if you're going to choose a style of beer for the biggest selling beer in the world? Would you choose a chocolate stout?
No. I would probably choose something.
A bubblegum IPA.
I would probably think about choosing something that's, as Monty Python most beautifully put it, is like making love in a canoe.
Close to water. So I'm just stole your punchline.
It's effing close to water. Yeah. So let's have a look at the comments here. I think we might have some.
We've got some good answers.
Coming in. We've got some good answers. I think we're all, resolved to the fact that it will be a lager. So
yeah. So
we've got Budweiser from Biana.
Sadly not.
We've got
that was a good fun fact. Bud Light was the biggest selling beer in 2017 and 18.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a font of knowledge.
I am.
You'll be just a font later on. San Miguel. That's from Steve Crompton.
Steve.
Steve.
It's probably very popular in Britain, but not worldwide. It does sell a lot, but it's not in the top 10, I don't think.
It doesn't taste like over here like it tastes like when you're drinking in Spain, though, either, to be honest. Yeah. So Dave has also guessed Bud.
Sadly not Dave.
Chris Jackson.
Cobra.
It's
a good guess because obviously from a very populous country.
Yeah. Just had to say that in the style of Sly Stallone.
Yeah. It sells a lot of units, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But not the most.
But
no.
So Dave's going in for another guess there. Kingfisher.
Nope.
No.
Should we put these guys out of their...
Anybody else got a guess? Stella or Corona?
Corona sold 4 million units a day during the kind of lockdown pandemic, but isn't the biggest this year. It's not Stella.
See, I probably would
not Budweiser. The answer is, unbelievably, Heineken. Heineken Lager is the biggest selling... Yeah. Yeah. Heineken sold
there you go.
A scary amount of beer this year.
Also like making love in a canoe. Well, there you go. Excellent. Every day's a school day.
Next question.
Which country is the biggest consumer of beer per person?
And many of you may have travelled. We've had a guest of the Czech Republic over there. I can't confirm nor deny just yet. Deutschland. Yeah, that's a good guess as well. Anywhere else? Russia? Anyone? No?
Hi. So just going off the comments. Andy Boker guessed Heineken. I don't know if you beat us to the post on that or we said it at the same time. I'm not sure. David's making his feelings quite plain about Heineken.
No comment.
But
maybe it is.
So guess is coming in for the latest question. Which country is the biggest consumer of beer per person? And Oliver, Germany. See, I probably would have thought Germany.
I mean, it must be a lot. It must be a lot, right?
There must be a lot.
And not just pints either. The Steins.
The Steins.
Yeah.
Steins of beer. Yeah.
Have you ever been to Munich, Paddy?
I've not been to Munich. Sorry, I've been to Hamburgy Burgy.
Pete's given us a nod. Have you been there? Yeah. Oh, you did.
Well,
yeah.
No, nobody's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Was that the Hofbrau house? Yeah. Did City win? Yeah. Shame.
You knew he was going to get something in there. You're going to be quick round here. No, I've never been to Munich, but I have been to Hamburg, which was great. Excellent. I've never been so full in my entire life.
Yeah, a lot of pork, a lot of meat.
Yeah, a lot of meat, a lot of pork, potatoes, and the side salads are like the same size as your dish as well.
Yeah,
and then they give you a huge stein of beer. It's great.
Well, it's not the answer. It's the Czech Republic.
Hang on. Oh, here we go. So David said UK. See, I would maybe thought UK. Brianna said USA. Chris said Germany. Andy Boca. Oh, you were getting warm, Andy, with Slovakia. Brianna came in with Czech Republic.
Correct, Amundo.
You were correct, Brianna.
Well done, Brianna.
Well done there. So, can I just say this is
got some googling going on? Do you think? Yeah, Brianna's googling. There is an accusation. Would you say of? Brianna's a social media expert who's been googling. You think? Sorry, Brianna. Steve thinks you're cheating.
Yeah, she said no. It was her second guess. To be fair,
it was her second
fair
guess.
Enough.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point towards probably one of my favorite YouTube user handles that I've seen so far.
What's that?
Super Poop Nose.
Oh.
Good evening to you, Super Poop Nose. Their guess was Ireland. I could see why you'd go for that.
Yeah. Let's hope that they're not getting poop on the nose when they take the scent of our beers in.
They teed that one up for you.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah. Right, so Brianna's saying no. She promises she's not Googling.
She's not Googling, Steve. No.
Do you know what, though? What people don't know is that along with the tasting packs when we sent them out, we sent a small camera which is filming everybody in their houses right now, just to ensure that they're not cheating.
Everyone's home is bugged.
That they're drinking.
Yeah.
And
strictly Donkeystone.
Strictly Donkeystone only. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, are we going on to the next question now?
Next question.
So the answer, of course, was Czech Republic.
Beautiful place.
Final question. What city is the world's biggest beer festival held in?
I think if you were paying attention to our last rambling, you may get that.
You might get that.
Yeah.
You might have not buried the lead in some previous statements there. Who cares at this point?
Yeah.
How many beers have you had? Yeah.
Cara, do you think? Could I have a beer, please? Yeah. Could I have a 2/3 of Paneri, please? Thank you.
Could I have the same, please?
We'll go cask.
Yeah, let's try a bit of cask, please. Oh, it's all getting thrown into the mix now. Chris Jackson, I'm her husband. She wasn't Googling. She could put the shotgun away now.
Oh, I don't know if this is a real threat, but Steve, should we call like the police or something like that? You think we should? Yeah. So Steve from Rotary Club has mentioned that Bianna's husband Chris would love our chili stout, and it's our stealth beer project for this week. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the stealth beer project, Paddy? What we're doing at the brewery every week?
Yeah, it's really cool. So we've basically got a test kit, which is obviously like a small brewing apparatus.
Yep.
And what we've been doing for the past, I want to say 4.
I think it's longer. I think it's 6 or 7 weeks.
Is it 6 or 7 weeks?
Yeah.
It just goes so quickly. But basically, what Tom's been doing is been creating a new beer each week on the Stealth project, and then we put that on the tap in the tap room. So you have to actually come up and try the Stealth beer project. It's not something that we would put in a bag in a box. It's not something we would put in a can.
No, it's Tap room exclusive.
Strictly for the tap room. So if you haven't been to our tap room yet, what are you doing? No, you actually need to come up. So between 12 and 6, Monday to Saturday, you can come up and try one of the stealth beer projects along with any of the other beers
and this
that
week,
we have on offer.
This week is a chili and treacle stout that we've got.
It's quite special, actually.
It's fantastic. I mean, the reason we do this is to garner opinion, to get comments from our lovely punters, and they inform it. Are we going to make the beer? We're going to produce it to a larger scale. Do we want to change it? Do we want to tweak it? And just nice to get that kind of feedback from the customers. And this one is definitely a talking point, would you say?
It's definitely a talking point. I mean, the strange thing about it is, like, when I had the first sip of it, I'm thinking, so chili, like, chili is such a sliding scale for people's opinion in terms of, like, what's too spicy, what's not spicy, what's just right. Like, everybody's got a different opinion on that.
Yeah.
Now, certainly with the first swig of this, I was like, whew, it hits you straight away.
Yeah.
But then it kind of mellows quite quickly, and you're just left with a really rich beer taste, aren't you?
You certainly are. Yeah. The richness of a stout, bit of heat from chili,
yes,
sweet syrupiness from the treacle, and I think for this time of year again, it's definitely a beer that will warm the cockles.
Absolutely, it's
Thanks very much.
Thanks very much.
Cheers,
it's
mate.
kind of like Javanilla with horns. Would you say?
Yeah, if you like.
With horns,
if you like.
But yeah, I would definitely get down and try that. If you're gonna drink a few pints of it, I would perhaps suggest putting your toilet paper in the fridge before you leave. But you know.
Yeah, good. Okay, so we never did the answer to the last question.
Oh, we didn't. we do you know, huge tangent back.
Has anyone actually guessed an
Let's have a
answer?
look at the comments here. Blah, 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 blah.
Mr. Sheeman
hang on,
is fascinated by what's going on.
Yeah, this kind of all going, I'll have the Bray, thanks. Yes, he would love it. Oh, I would indeed. I think it's getting. I think man and wife are just kind of flirting in comments here at this point.
Get a room.
Steve Compton, the Chili King. Ah, right. So you're going to be loving that beer then.
Have you tried it, Steve? What do you think? Yeah.
Excellent. Steve knows. Oh, I do. Right. And we've got a new commenter.
Mr. Sheem.
Mr. Schmeeman. Mr. Schmeeman. I feel like that needs an accent. I don't think you could say that in English. Mr. Schmeeman, intrigued as to what's going on behind that hoarding.
That is where the brewery bosses are planning and plotting our next genius beer.
They are planning and plotting our next genius beer, and they're also writing our release papers.
Yeah, just Steve's filling in our P45s. He's doing all that.
Plotting how little they're going to give us in severance pay at this point. Okay, so
what was the question?
What was the question again?
That's a segue.
So the question was, Brianna. You see, the trouble is that you and your husband are busy flirting on the comments. You're not listening to what the question is anymore. Maybe that DeRipper has kicked in, I think, probably at this point. So what city is the world's biggest beer festival in? The answer, the answer, of course, is Munich, Germany. Oktoberfest. Munchen. Yes.
Excellent. So I hope you all enjoyed that little fun quiz.
It's the end of our little quiz.
And you got all 5 out of 5.
Yep.
Not particularly challenging, but a bit of a laugh. There we go. Are we ready to move on to the next
Not particularly challenging, but a bit of a laugh. That sounds like me.
Right, I think.
What's next?
I think it's just a thanks to the panel. Thanks for everyone. Coming. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Because we can make use of these things. These we're going to need to do the raffle results, which means I'm going to have to go over to my computer for a little bit. So we'll maybe garner some further opinion. I'm just going to do one of those. And we're back. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Actually, we can do this. Check this out, guys. Plug. Wow, how cool is that?
We do deliver nationwide.
We do deliver it nationwide. So, of course, ladies and gentlemen, you need to download the Donkeystone app on iTunes.
And what
Android?
What benefits do you get by downloading the Donkeystone app, Paddy?
Well, what benefits do you get? You're able to pick up points, which means if you use the app in the tap room here, if you use it to order beer online, which of course we deliver nationally as well as locally,
you achieve points.
Which
What do points make?
Prizes,
Well,
ladies and gentlemen.
Beer in this case.
Yeah, they actually make beer in this case, so you can apply those points to some beer.
Mm-hmm.
So well worth doing. I'm just going to go over and have another look at the. Oh, hang on, a couple of comments here.
There's an in-joke.
It's a bit of an in-joke, this one. We represent the lollipop girl, the lollipop girl. Carl loves a bit of that. Right, I'm going to go and have a wee look at
the raffle.
Yeah, whether I
beer.
can take my microphone with me is another question, to be honest. Let's have a look. See if we can get through there. You can stay there. It's fine. A random from the Paddy generator. So just give us 1 second. Should we just do the years what the prize is one more time? A year's supply of Donkeystone beer. That's right. Let's have a big cheer for that one. Woo! Not win prizes like that every day. Right, let's have a wee look over here. So we have a winner. Andrea Reed, come on down. Andrea, let's give it up for Andrea. Woo! Well done, Andrea. How are you going to share it with James and I? Socially distant, of course, in the front. We can't have that.
When we're allowed to do that,
we'll have to do it in the front garden or something like that. We can't even do that. Yeah, let's just. Well, look, we've got a year to sort it out. We've got a year. We've got a year to claim some of that beer, so it's all good. Right, so.
I think that brings us nicely and neatly to the end of the event. Really, I think what we want to do just say a big, massive thank you and round of applause to our tasting panel, of course, the Rotary Club. Yeah.
Rotary Club over there. Sam's going to point the camera. Give us a wave, guys.
And from Jay, from the Crafty Vendor.
Hey!
Whereabouts is your venue going to be?
So it's number 1, the precincts in Romilly.
Romilly.
We're hoping to be open for 15th, not September, but yeah, we're already past that,
November. Superb.
Well, guys.
Also, thank you. Is the gaffer hidden behind there? Is he still there? Or has he disappeared?
We want a quick word with the Rotary Club before we leave.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do that right now.
for obviously assisting us with the event for this evening. It's been like 6 months in the offing really since lockdown, and we appreciate Steve and James's sort of input throughout. And I've been pecking his head probably too many times, but it's been a great evening, and we really appreciate the support you've given us. Thank you.
You're welcome. Absolutely. Absolutely. So,
And keep your eyes peeled for other entertainment in this ilk from Donkeystone Brewery. And we're looking forward to seeing you all soon. Please join us for a pint on some beer. And thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
thanks to my co-host, Mr. James Oatley, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers, guys. We will see you next
preview.
Absolutely. Guys,